6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will make it into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
59 mark, check, 59.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. You want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Joe Mixon takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Number 28.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And 9 at the 50-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 59. Mike is really
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Burrow gets this one quickly out wide. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
Here's Burrow. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson run those RPOs, Charles, but I'll tell you what, it's tough calling play-by-play because you don't know whether he handed it off or kept it.
Makes you focus, doesn't it? You've got to try and stay with it, and even when we do, we often can get it wrong because our eyes naturally go to him because he creates big plays. But if you're a runner and you're playing with Lamar Jackson, aren't you happy? He creates so much concentration on him, it should open up things for you.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Burrow looking to pass. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on second and 10.
48 to Mike. Rip left, rip left. Trap 60. Check 48 to Mike. Check 48 to Mike.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Let's go, D. Big series.
Burrow will throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. Room here to run. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown.
For the point after.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Now it's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
3rd and 9.
On third down, Jackson. And he's going to go down again. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go again with Dobbins. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Flush to his right. Oh, he'll let one go deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for the Bengals. And even 40 yards.
27-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is Mixon. Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he puts it through.
That ties the game at 21 apiece. Randy Bullock.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
On the carry for Baltimore.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains. That was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
From the 44, Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 43. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Baltimore.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. They run the option on 2nd down.
And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
This will be caught inside the 10. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have broken the tie. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will make it into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 35-yard line.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Mixon. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
46-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now it's Burrow. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit him over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
He fakes the give here and looks to throw.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the...
And oh, it'll be intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. And he completes it to Westbrook. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Jackson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's Jackson.
That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
The 43-yard line.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Here's Jackson to throw on 3rd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
He'll look to throw. He'll drop this one down and mix it. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. This time Burrow will look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Jackson to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And what an effort on the final play of regulation. All zeros on the clock, and we are headed to OT. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Another run here with Dobbins. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I loved one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
They find some open field here. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Baltimore, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.